Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Soundcraft Studios and brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author and Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's a Portland, Oregon-based singer-songwriter. He began his music traveling in Argentina and learning Gaucho music. We'll find out more about that. And it's basically a story of a traveler with a guitar and a heart composed of music, transferring foreign culture and also transversing it, facing introspection. He has a debut album expressing the art and the nature of cultural and temporal fusion, which is basically rock and roll confusion with more than that. We'll be playing one of his tracks at the end of the audio interview. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from Plus Studios somewhere in beautiful downtown Portland, Oregon, the amazing multi-talented singer-songwriter. He's got the album Rock and Roll Confusion and goes by Yankee Gaucho. Ladies and gentlemen, Ronjon Datta, the multi-talented gentleman. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Ronjon, and thanks for joining us today.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me.
What's great to have you on board, Ronjon, as well. And you're a singer songwriter based out of Portland. You began your music traveling in Argentina and learning Gaucho music. It's basically a story of a traveler with a guitar and a heart composed of music, and basically transversing foreign culture and facing introspection. Your debut album expresses the art and nature of cultural and temporal fusion in Yankee Gaucho, which is rock and roll confusion. When you talk about some of the tracks, and before getting all that, Ronjon, tell us how you first got started.
Oh boy. I think I usually try to skip the childhood stuff, but it seems like some people want to hear about it.
we love it when you go on the Wayback Machine. It's perfectly okay. So
yeah, I sometimes in some ways try to separate myself, but it's all there. I'm a classic kid who was tortured with a piano, for like most of my childhood, and then finally quit it enough times where my parents gave in to give me a guitar. And was a young, teenager listening to classic rock and Pacific Northwest grunge and 90s music. And so I was playing my Stratocaster, um, and kind of did that for a while, but I kind of dropped guitar for, I don't know, about 10 years. And like making music, I was just kind of growing up in the world, exploring things. And I live down in Corvallis, which is a big part of my story musically, and just the fiber of my being. I was down there in grad school and doing a lot of, it's an agrarian town, so we did a lot of agricultural kinds of fun, a little bit of farming, and learned a lot about, listening to people sing songs.
mm.
I got into my first bands, out there. First jams, big jams, and then some bands. And I played in a band called Psych Country Review, which is a country kind of mixed genre country music. Played a lot of Merle, and Waylon. Tried to psych it out. I played some organ in that one. So my piano tortures came back to help me out a little bit.
Well, that certainly does come in handy, having an organ, that's for sure. Piano lessons, organs do come in handy.
Hey, yeah, and the fact that I had it was like a home Hammond organ in my garage is why I got to play in the band. So, and I had a garage, so worked out well. That was fun. I love the Hammond organ. I play it on this record, just like the gospel and mixed with rock sound. The gospel is just like right here with me. So, but yeah, that was my first band experience, and then I was starting to learn about music. That's when I kind of learned how to like interact, with learn music, what it's like to interact with other players, like how to structure music, how dynamics work, stuff like that between players. I really learned a lot there. So I carried that with me. Hold on, I'm just gonna close this door here real quick. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. If you have some special guests you can bring on the show, you can do that too. I thought you're gonna let your dog out or something.
I think he's asleep. Yeah, I had those experiences, and then I started getting into traveling. I was finishing up grad school, and was just ready to kind of go out, see the world a little bit. And Latin music is always, I don't know why, I'm an Indian, like an Indian blood. For some reason, like Latin music really like kind of gets me. Just makes more sense. I listen to plenty of bluegrass, country music, bluegrass, southern folk, while I was in Corvallis, Appalachian music, and I love that stuff too, but it doesn't quite grab me the way that Latin music does. So
Hmm.
some traveling in Central America, and then eventually I got down to Argentina, and that was right after the country band. My intention going down there was to just go down there with nothing. I brought a couple pedals with me, and I was gonna pick up a cheap Casio keyboard, meet some kids like in wherever, Buenos Aires or whatever, and just jam and do some home mics or something or whatever. So I was really feeling that band energy that we had. The band was still going at that point when I left.
Hmm.
Um, and I was down there, and I was like couch surfing, just meeting people. I was always focused on meeting musicians. Met some people to bust some songs like out at the markets and stuff like that. It was fun. They love American music up there.
Hmm. It certainly does sound interesting. Was it one precise moment that simply influenced you in what you're doing for the rest of your career?
Yeah, it's like it did. I met this one kid, played in the rock band in Rosario, and uh, he just started. We were just like kind of looking at like Argentine music, just like through the years and stuff. And they did the whole. They're totally linked up, so they're doing all the garage rock like in the '60s and '70s, like psych and metal and whatever, um, and in their own kind of brand. But he eventually started showing me the folk music, which has started like, since the 19th century, but really like in the 20s and 30s. I started recording it, and similar story to here in the U.S. Uh,
Hmm.
and then by the 50s and 60s, there were band ensembles, there were concerts going on. People were writing. There were traditional songs, and then people were writing music up until about the 70s or maybe the early 80s.
Hmm.
But he just showed me this music, and I like when I saw it, and I was like just blown. My heart was blown. I was like, this is way more amazing than like any of the rock and roll I'm looking at that I've been into, any of the music. Uh, and he's like, well, you know what? If you want to go see this music, then you go to the north. Go to the North Argentina. Go to Salta.
Hmm. That does
So
sound interesting. And besides, some of the music have been influenced you. Who are some of your favorite singers, songwriters, and musicians growing up?
yeah, well, out there, it's like the bigs, the Atahualpa Yupanquis and George Cafrune. Jorge Cafrune is like reads these long poetic stories while playing beautiful guitar, 10-minute long kind of things, just a balladeer. Um, and yeah, there's millions of groups. Nestor Garnica and his brother plays violin, and I play a couple of their songs.
Okay. Okay. And then how about in the States?
In the States, oh boy, I listen to a lot of, I think prog rock is probably my favorite. It's kind of a mix of like very melodic kind of stuff, kind of a little bit nerdy, and then just some sweet sounds.
Hmm.
Um, but singers, yeesh, there's so many. I think a lot of the classic rock dudes that I cover, um, Bob Seger, we play some Bob Seger. Willie Nelson just has like this voice that's um, just perfect and beautiful to me. Played J.J. Cale's song. Gosh, so many.
And certainly did as well too. And you got some music out there too with Rock and Roll Confusion as part of Yankee Gaucho. We're talking about some of the songs as well too with Ronjon Datta of Yankee Gaucho. But first, you listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews. And Eve 11 enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and Nails. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms. Heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Odyssey, and also on YouTube as well, too. Make sure you subscribe, BitChute, Rumble as well, too. Also on Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and more. Make sure you take us with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas like Missing, Wants, and Wrinkles, plus T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more, Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with Portland, Oregon-based multi-talented singer-songwriter Ronjon Datta, best known as Yankee Gaucho, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Ronjon Datta, and of course you have Rock and Roll Confusion as well too. And before we get to the album, tell us about your journey going from Argentina and how'd you get into the United States, going to Portland?
Well, I was living in, Corvallis is right by Portland, so I was kind of bouncing around Oregon at that time. I lived in Idaho for a little bit, but I came back from Argentina and I was back in Corvallis for a little bit where we were doing the project. So I had learned just about like 3 or 4 songs and a few rhythms. I took lessons with this guy who performs every night at the Peña. It's like where people come together to listen to music and play music. So I took some, back with me, and since then I've been just kind of just listening and on YouTube and learning new ones and with those same rhythms. And I landed the story of the name. Actually, I landed in Austin, Texas, and I spent like a week there. And I was just doing a bunch of open mics, but this kid at the hostel I was staying at noticed this shirt that I had, which was from Salta, and it's got a picture of Barney from The Simpsons on it, because there's a bar that's themed after The Simpsons. And so he saw the thing, it's like they were like making Duff beer down there. It was like being manufactured and stuff. So he saw this shirt and he was like, his mind was blown. He's like, Argentina. He was traveling. He was on a business trip. So we were hanging out, and then he found out that I could play some of the songs, and he loves that. So double mind blowing for him, and he ended up taking me out, driving me out to some open mics, just kind of being a friend. And then at the end of the trip, he's like, you are the Yankee Gaucho.
So that's how you came up with the name. I was just going to ask you that.
Because they call us Yankees out there, Americans. They call us Yankees, so I'm not like gringos or anything. And he's like the Yankee Gaucho, and gave that to me, and it stuck. Now it's on the album, so it's really gonna stick. But the project's been through a lot. I ended up back in Corvallis, played with a good friend of mine who I still play with, who plays violin. We were doing a duo, all these like traditional folklore songs from Argentina and some others, random covers. And then I ended up Portland a few years later and hooked up with the lead guitarist, Mark Kellogg, just through Craigslist. Bass player hopped on about 6 months later through Craigslist. And then the drummer is a good friend of mine, and I brought him in because we kind of had to we'd been playing as a duo and trio and folk thing, and kind of wanted to step it up to play on some stages with some country bands, rock bands, and stuff. So it's time to bring the drums in. You can hear on the record that it was a good idea.
And certainly is a good idea as well too. You've let's talk about some of the few singles as well too, like Wandering Companion, Death, Booze, and Saxophone, and also Relief from Addiction. And tell us more about those songs and what inspired you to write them.
Yeah, so yeah, you labeled the 3 originals on there. They're mostly inspired by that art, by the Gaucho folklore. Um, Wandering Companion was the first song I ever wrote. It's inspired by a song called the Carnavalito del Duende. Carnavalito is like a Bolivian rhythm, which is like kind of a chucking fun, like kind of, little 2-step kind of thing, so pretty fun. It's carnival music, so I kind of based on that, and then threw a bunch of instrumentation, and I don't know, I think I wrote the song pretty quick. It's pretty simple lyrics. The thing about the music, I'm a little stronger with the writing the instrumental parts, the music parts. So we just kind of write verses, and then there's a bunch of bridges, musical bridges, and it kind of builds a story in a kind of a untraditional, non-conventional structure.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was the Carnavalito. Relief from Addiction was starts with a samba rhythm, and that's that's like more of like a ballad kind of. That's the rhythm, and I love that stuff. So that's the main kind of thing I kind of look for when I'm finding songs to learn. But that was the beginning of Relief from Addiction, and then we got some bridges. The time changes a little bit. That's definitely it's pretty kind of got a proggy feel to it. I definitely did not lift any lines from prog bands. That music, I swear.
I was gonna say you got something going on the guitar as well too. Maybe just play a riff or two, maybe something of a song like a little instrumental if you're willing to do that.
Oh yeah. Right now?
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead. This is sounding pretty good. It's like I was just gonna ask you to do that, but you went ahead and did it without me asking you. This is really great.
I'm never comfortable without my guitar, I guess. This samba rhythm. So the first song is a samba on the record, and the last 2, which are combined, into a track, are also a samba. That's samba, and I do a lot of picking, with it. That's probably like my favorite thing to do. Absolutely.
And it does sound like it's amazing as well too. And if there's some other releases from the album you want to talk about, that feel free to do so. And if there's other music out there, feel free to talk about it as well.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about those originals, so that third one is kind of a masterpiece for the album, and a big step kind of in my musical vision. But I started learning flamenco. This is a flamenco guitar, yellow one.
Oh, nice. I like to hear it.
Yeah, it's like very percussive. for the taps and the, and the strumming and the percussive kinds of things. So,
Hmm. That
and
is that is rather amazing. I love it. And where can we find all your music at, Ronjon? Through Yankee Gaucho?
oh
Where can we
yeah,
find?
you got Bandcamp is what we're using right now. I actually haven't put it on Spotify because I want to try to push the hard copy sales. But eventually it will be on there, not too long. So
Okay.
thanks
All right.
again.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. We'll certainly check that as well too. What's coming up for Ronjo Datta of Yankee Gaucho? We'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Missing. We'll be back with the Portland, Oregon-based singer-songwriter Ronjo Datta of Yankee Gaucho after this time. We're back with the multi-talented singer-songwriter from Portland, Oregon, Ronjo Datta of Yankee Gaucho here on the Mike Wagner Show, and just a lot of great stuff, and great on guitar as well too. We appreciate it. And what else can we expect from you in 2023 and beyond?
Well, we're gonna be playing a lot of shows, so if you're in Portland, you'll see us around quite a bit. Got the varied people coming in, the violin, played a show with the violinist again. Got electric guitars, been hanging out with us. And yeah, we're just gonna keep playing. Try to get into like a little bit of a summer festival circuit. Probably we're all working folks and family men, so we're probably not going to be going any further than Seattle or something like that. But you can. I got the most freedom, so when I go back to Chicago, try to get hooked up in some shows around there. Just me. We might do some like Eastern Oregon.
Okay, and don't forget the Hammond organ too, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's in there. Can't carry that around with me though.
That's perfectly okay. They'll make a size for you, and don't worry about it. So,
yeah, we'll definitely be making. We're already got our site set on some next recordings. It'll be.
And we'll certainly check that out as well too. And who you consider your biggest influence in your career?
Oh, well, I think I'll give a shout out to my teacher in Argentina, Rodrigo Moro. You can find him on Instagram for sure. He's performing and doing videos every day. I went to his house like every week, and then went and watched him play. Sat next to him. He let me sing and clap every once in a while. Play the bombo.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's what spawned this whole thing. So.
Oh, that's certainly amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Best advice: follow your dreams. Absolutely. Don't let work keep you down.
Mm-hmm.
Do good work.
And very important as well, too, indeed. Yes, we're with Ronjo Datta of Yankee Gaucho here on the Mike Wagner Show with Rock and Roll Confusion. We'll be playing one of his tracks at the end of the audio interview. Ronjo, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Thanks for playing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. And once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your music?
Yeah, go head on to our website, Bandcamp, yankeegaucho.bandcamp.com. You can get the new vinyl record. Got it right here. This guy, beautiful, hand painted by a friend of ours. Original photography that I took when I was down there.
Wow.
All the guest players, and there's an insert inside which explains a lot of things that you were talking about, Mike, in the beginning. Kind of our story and some kind of explain some of the concepts of the music, where it comes from, what it means. So head on to the website there. And that's it's that record's in all record stores in town. Music Money and Mississippi Records. So you can get a copy there as well.
Okay, that sounds great. We'll certainly
Oh,
check
and
that
then
out.
Instagram. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Social media is the way to really find out about what's going on. So, we got Instagram pages connected to the Facebook page. You can hear about all the things we're doing. We're going to release some videos, actually, which are just going to be designed for like a kind of a deep listening experience with the music, because the songs are very kind of profound to me. So it's kind of thing where you maybe put on some headphones, watch the video, like really absorb the vibe.
Okay. We'll certainly do that as well, too. And I got these right here as we speak. Once again, Ronjon, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. Wish you all best. And Ronjon, you definitely have a great future ahead.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.